Hey everybody, my name is Joe Pace. Welcome to Icewater Yoga. Today's class is called Catch Your Breath. And while being a yoga workout, this is also going to be really an opportunity for you to find a way to build your stamina, build a lot of heat internally, maybe get out of breath a little bit. And then once you get to that point, we'll take a pause, we'll take a moment in a physical pose to then find your breath and catch your breath. So this is really training you to not just work out, but work out in a way where you find a limit and then really come down from that limit while staying active, okay? You'll see what I mean as we continue to move in today's class, but just expect that we are going to work out today, but we're also going to really approach it mindfully. So we'll start right away in a physical pose, pretty physically engaging pose, downward facing dog. So with this first pose right away, let's just establish the foundation. We'll be back here a good amount today. So the hands are going to be shoulders width, index fingers parallel. Feet are about hips width distance, and then your heels are drawing towards the mat, not necessarily to the mat. Your knees are bending, you're reaching through both shoulders, and then if you feel like you're hunching in your back, if you feel like your back is curving and you're not able to descend your chest towards the floor, you're probably pretty tight in your lats, shoulders in general. Just walk it out a little bit. Your hands and feet can come further from one another. This may be a little bit more challenging from a strengthening standpoint and a contraction in your shoulder standpoint. But just find a place where you feel stable in this pose and you're able to reach through your shoulders. So I'm demonstrating a longer stance for me right now, and if you feel like a longer stance is going to feel better in your back, please take it. I'm going to walk it in a little bit closer here. It's a little bit more comfortable for me with my hands closer to my feet. And as you settle into this pose, feel it starting to get more and more active, a little bit more challenging as you hold. Tuning into the breath. You're going to find a slight constriction at the base of the throat, your glottis. And really all that is almost like a whispering action in your throat. You're going to be whispering as you breathe. So as you inhale, your breath becomes audible. And as you exhale, your breath also becomes audible. Feeling the warmth of the pose. From here on a deep inhale, please bend your knees all the way to the mat. And then one time, inhale, your chest lifts, your tailbone lifts, cow pose. Exhale, press the mat away, spread your shoulder blades. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, downward facing dog. On an inhale, please bend your knees deeply. Exhale, step or gently walk to the front of your space. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Knees bent to any degree is okay. Inhale, chest leading, arms rise overhead. Taking it slow here to start, just to feel out the body. Exhale, arms by your sides. Let's move through a little bit of a sun salutation, just getting the body warm, finding really where we're at right now. Inhale, arms rise. Get length out of both sides of the body as you exhale, arms wide, forward folds. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step both feet back to plank pose. And now from here, just pause. Feel this pose out. This is going to be a pause that we find our breath in later, or this is going to be a pose that we find our breath in later. So just find the stability of the pose. The hands should be right underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide from one another, gripping the mat down firmly, pressing through the inner edges of the hands. Biceps spin forward, shoulder blades spread apart, and then gently down the back. Feel the core engaged, noticing the body getting a little bit more warm as we go. Steady your breath here. Even length of inhale and exhale. As you inhale, rock the shoulders forward over the fingernails, and then exhale, lower your way all the way down to the mat. Always option to come to the knees. Inhale, chest lifts for Cobra. Exhale, lower down. We'll take 2 more of those. Inhale up, chest as high as you can without pressing the hands into the mat. Exhale, lower. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale, chest leading. Cobra Pose. As high as you can come up at this stage. Exhale, lower. Press it straight up and back to downward facing dog. We're going to start to increase the intensity here. So we'll start to build a little bit more heat, start to raise the pace of our breath a little bit so that we can slow it back down. Inhale, rock the weight forward to plank. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Bicep spin forward. Full exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down dog. Again, inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Take it on the knees if you need. Inhale, forward, coming to the knees or not. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. We add on. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog, tops of the feet to the mat. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward, come to the knees or not. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Last time here, inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, smoothly back, downward facing dog. So maybe you're feeling some fatigue here. Maybe your heart rate's increased. Maybe the pace of your breath increased. This is our first brief moment of steadying the breath, steadying the mind. So this isn't about just putting in work. It's about putting in mindful work and then reflecting on it afterwards. Let your attention come back to your breath, even pattern of inhale and exhale. Very nice. From here on an inhale, bend your knees deeply. Option to take both knees to the mat first, stepping both feet to the front of the space. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise to chair pose, inside edges of the big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Arms rise from the sides, pinkies in towards one another. Shoulder blades gently down the back. Breathe deep here. From here, inhale, tall spine. Exhale, arms come back, palms face up as your chest draws forward into a forward fold with the chair legs. Inhale, back up chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, smooth to chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Adding on. Inhale, chair. Exhale, twist to the right, hands to heart center. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Legs burning. Inhale up. Exhale, twist left. Nice and gentle. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, step back, high lunge with the palms facing backwards and the chest up and forward. Back to chair, inhale. Exhale, other side, right leg steps back. Inhale, chair. Exhale, left leg steps back. Inhale, high lunge, arms rise. Exhale, hands back, right leg forward. Step the left foot to meet it. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, arms back, right leg back. Inhale, arms rise, high lunge. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, forward for chair. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back to plank pose. And then from here, we come to downward facing dog. So we're going to take a few handstand hops. No worries. You don't have to be able to do a handstand here. We're just going to use this as a dynamic transition, really. So all we're doing is reaching through both hands. Elbows are locked out and extended long. So there's no bending in the elbows. We bend the knees deeply. And then we simply jump. Hips come high. It can be just like that. Just jumping onto the hands. And then we land back down. Don't worry about coming into handstand if you've got it in your practice. Just a few jumps. We're going to take 10. Inhale, bend your knees deeply. Exhale, jump. Inhale. Exhale, jump. Inhale, bend knees. Exhale, jump. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Down dog. Rock it forward to plank. Find your breath. Steady it out. So this active plank pose, trying to raise your heart rate, or focusing on slowing it down. Only engaging what you need here for 3, 2, 1. Please come to your knees. Sit back on your heels. From here, we're going to take our forearms to the mat out in front of us. All right, so creating a nice base underneath us, continuing to move through a different series of poses. We have forearms parallel to one another and elbows as wide as our shoulders, hands as wide as our shoulders. We have a nice square foundation here. We're going to step the feet back. All right, so now we're in this forearm plank, and our transition is just exhale, walk the feet towards the elbows. Inhale, walk it back to forearm plank. Continue with me. Walk it forward, exhale. Inhale back, forearm plank. Shoulders rise. Exhale, feet forward. Inhale, feet back. Exhale, walk it forward. Inhale, walk it back. Sternum lifting forward. Exhale. Inhale. A few more like that. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Exhale. Inhale to forearm plank. Chest lifting through the hands or through the arms. Breathe here. From here, drop your knees, drop your thighs, hips, belly, all the way to the mat, chest drawing through the arms. So we built a little bit of heat there in those dolphin walks. Let this pose be where you restore. Press the elbows down, ears away from the shoulders, energetically sliding elbows back in towards you. Find your breath with your belly pressing against the mat. Sometimes that's a little bit harder. From here, tuck your toes under so your toes are curled towards you. Lift your belly, thighs, knees, all the way off. We're back in forearm plank. And then from here, rock onto the outside edge of your right foot. Feel your twist in your back, but more than anything, drawing the crown of the head up and forward. Come back through center, come onto the outside edge of the left foot. Breathe here. Feel the twisting in the core and the back. Back through center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Come to the knees. Drop the hips. Lift the chest through the arms. From here, we're going to take the elbows out underneath us. Lower down, Cobra Pose with fingers wide, so our fingertips to the floor outside of the mat. Legs lift, chest lifts, Locust Pose. Arms can come off the floor, palms face down. Feel the back engage. Breathe here. For 2. And 1. Hands come back down, gently press into them. Chest comes a little higher. Exhale, lower. Press it back. Child's pose very briefly. And then we'll come to tabletop position. Hands underneath shoulders. From here, right leg comes back behind us. Breathe here. So a lot going on in the shoulders right now. Find steadiness, find some evenness of breathing. Breathe as you extend the right toes behind you. Left arm comes out ahead of you, reach through the right shoulder. Get the right ear far away from the right shoulder as you press down through the right shoulder. And breathe here. From here, we'll flow with some movement. So inhale, everything lifts. Exhale, everything extends forward and back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, control the lowering as you extend fingers away from toes. Inhale up. Exhale, extend. Inhale up. Exhale, extend. Inhale up. Exhale, extend, reach. Lower everything down. From here, we'll come onto the left hand and then actually step it back to halfway to downward facing dog. Left hand comes out a little bit in front of us, outside edge of left foot. Stack one foot in front of the other. Our right hand comes high. So we just had a lot of weight in the right shoulder. Now we switched it over to the left. Reach the fingers towards the ceiling, your right fingers. Gaze can be down to your right out in front of you or to your right up to the ceiling. Breathe here, lift your hips 1 inch. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Last one here. Inhale up and hold. Right arm can come out over your head. Reach. Get length in the right side of the body for 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Both hands to the mat. Knees to the mat. Child's pose. Let your shoulders release. Maybe take both arms by your sides. Forehead to the mat. Steady out your breath. The slower, the better. Even length of inhale, even length of exhale. From here, press it back up to tabletop position. All right. Left leg will come out behind us. Right knee right underneath your right hip. From here, right arm extends forward and away from you. And just breathe here for a moment, pressing through the left shoulder so your left ear is as far away as it can get comfortably from the left shoulder. Breathe, feel your left hamstring turn on. And we'll start to move. Inhale, everything lifts. Exhale, everything extends. Inhale. Exhale, get longer from fingers to toes. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Last one here. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Place both hands down, left knee down. Halfway back to downward facing dog. Right hand comes forward on the mat, about 3 to 4 inches. Outside edge of right foot, inside edge of left foot, stacked one in front of the other. Left hand up. Left hand can also be at the hip. If that feels better for you. Find your breath. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, last time, hold. Exhale, lower. Left hand comes back down where it came from. Back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, your right leg comes high. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale, set it down. On an inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or step your way to the front of the space. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale, forward folds. Inhale, rise to chair. And then exhale, stand. From here, inhale, chair. Exhale, step your left foot back. And now we're in a high lunge. So rise here. Here's our next transition. So we have our fingertips rising. Now we've done a ton in the shoulders. You always have the option to keep the hands at the hips. If you want to keep working the shoulders, reach high. And then from here, our transition is going to bring our weight forward, left knee to chest, hands come down. That's the exhale. Inhale, we step back. So you can join me here. Exhale up. Inhale back, in control. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Press through the right heel. Exhale up. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale back. We have 3 more. Exhale up. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale back. Let's take 1 more. Exhale. Inhale, in control. From here, drop your back heel. Spin open to horse pose. So our toes are facing out away from one another. They can be slightly pointing forward all the way towards facing directly away from each other. All right, so from here, we have our hands low, our hips are low. Inhale, arms rise, sink a little deeper. Exhale, come out about 3 inches, standing up 3 inches taller, hands come down. Inhale, lower. Exhale, higher. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. Personalizing your depth. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. Last 2. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. From here, straighten both knees. Come onto the, or point the left toes forward. Right toes stay pointing towards the front of your mat. And we'll come into Warrior 2 pose. This is our recovery pose. So arms can reach out from one another. Hands can be at the hips. Whatever option you need to recover and restore in this very active pose. Front knee is right over your front ankle. You're breathing, pressing down into both feet from your hips. So your 2 hips are levers, pressing the feet down. Arms reaching if you've got it. Gaze can be out over your right hand or just over your right shoulder. Find your breath. This is the place where you steady it out. So your inhales are just as long and slow as your exhales. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. Find your steadiness. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath here. Inhaling your own length of time. And you exhale. From here, we're stepping it forward to our chair pose. Arms rising. Exhale, forward folds. Feel the imbalance in the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step it back, downward facing dog. From here, weight rocks forward. Here we're going to take a few mountain climbers. All right, so a mountain climber is your knee will be in towards your chest. And then before your right foot steps back and touches the mat, you switch left knee to chest. Switch, switch, okay? We're going to do this for about a minute. So come to your knees, take a moment, shake it out, whether it's in your wrists or just cooling your body off. We're going to start in 3, shoulders over wrists, 2, 1. Start climbing. It doesn't have to be super fast, but you're just trying to bring your heart rate up. That's all we want to do here. Thinking about staying as steady in the shoulders as possible, but allowing enough movement so that you're not so rigid, your muscles start to tense up in your shoulders. Okay? So you've got a little bit more to go. Always take breaks if that's a good option for you. Keep the knees rolling. Keep breathing. So you know we're going to come to a pause after this. So just know that the heat and intensity is going to end. Okay, you get about 20 more seconds. So you're breathing. You're finding a steady pace of breath here. Ten seconds. Stay steady for 2. And 1. Come to your knees. Sit back on your heels. Let your shoulders release. So all that intensity. You can also come to any comfortable seated position, by the way. All that intensity coming to a close. Don't let your breath be erratic. Let your inhales be smooth, slow, and complete. And your exhales the same. Feeling our heart rate slowing. Just as we felt it rise. Last breath here. Okay. Press it back, downward facing dog. So we'll come back into our physical practice with a nice, easy downward facing dog. Maybe your hands are closer to your feet this time. Maybe the knees are a little straighter now that we're a little bit more warm. Together, let's take 1 deep inhale and exhale. From here, inhale, bend your knees deeply. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to chair. All right, so if you have a lot going on the shoulders now, just have your hands on your hips. Don't worry so much about where your hands are. If you want to continue to work the shoulders, arms rise. Steady, deep breath here. Feel your heart rate starting to rise. This is about noticing these things. So let your heart rate rise. Let your awareness come to that heart rate rising. Right leg steps back to high lunge. Feet are hips width distance. Left knee right over left ankle. Maybe the arms are up. Maybe the hands are at the hips. Find a steady gaze. And we'll start our transitions. I'll demonstrate the first one. Knee to chest. Step it back. Now you join me. Exhale up. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. From here, spin it open to warrior 2 briefly. Draw the heels in towards one another, setting up for horse pose. I'll actually face you guys. All right, so we're back into it. This time, we're gonna take the hips as low as we want them to be, okay? So maybe a little bit more open than the first time. Find your maximum depth, okay? Wherever you feel stable and steady in the hips. Maybe the toes are slightly pointing forward. Maybe they're pointing straight out away from each other. That'll be more intense. All right, knees right over ankles, wherever you are. From here, we're just gonna come up and down literally an inch. All right, so the hands can be at the thighs. That's going to make it a little easier. Hands can be out in front of you. That's going to be a little bit harder. Arms overhead. That'll probably be the hardest thing that we'll do right now. All right, so in control, coming up and down. It's like a little bounce, but you're not using momentum to do it. It's the strength of your quads and your legs controlling the bouncing. Keep your tailbone ducking down. More than anything, notice what's happening to your heart rate. As your legs start to get more fatigued, as you start to feel where you need this pose, where you need to strengthen in this pose, and what you need to engage in this pose, notice the counter, or notice the correlation in your heart rate. Definitely coming up. Make the movements a little bit smaller, more in control. It's a tendency to make them a lot bigger as we continue to go here. Heart rate rising for 3, 2, 1. With the left leg forward this time, come into warrior 2. Legs are fatigued, heart rate is up, arms are wide, or hands at the hips. Steady your breathing. Any distance between the feet is okay, as long as your left knee is over your left ankle. Smooth it all out. Coming back to chair. Arms will rise. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, arms by your sides. Okay. So similar to how we did those mountain climbers on our shoulders, we'll move into basically mountain climbers standing up. All right. So always the option to take the arms overhead. With this one, you might actually take your hands down. We're going to do mountain climbers, but standing up. Okay. We're going to bring our knees to about hip height. All right. So this is what we're going to be doing. And we'll increase the rate. The only difference between this and what we were doing in our plank pose is we're always going to switch with both feet on the mat. We're not going to end up doing high knees. We're just going to continuously and very quickly bring the knees to the hands, transitioning with both feet on the floor. All right, here we go. Hands to hips. Let's get the heart rate up here. Let ourselves settle in, okay? Knee up. That's our transition. So as quickly as you can, bringing one foot or one knee to one hand. Maybe bring your hands higher. Your knees will come higher. As quickly as you can, bringing the heart rate up. Landing evenly on both feet. Steady out your breath. So a very untraditional thing to do in a yoga class mixed with a very traditional thing to do in your yoga class. The untraditional thing is what we're doing with our body. The traditional thing is focusing on our breath. Engage your core. Feel the hip flexors. Try to step down exactly where you stepped up from. Last little bit here for 3, 2, 1. Both feet down, feet hips width, palms face forward. Heart rate came up, eyes can come to a close. Let's bring it down with a standing position. Deep breaths through the nose and out the nose. Slowing the breaths down as you go. Last one here. Completely relaxed. make our way onto our backs. You can hug your knees into your chest, roll around on your back. This is going to be our last bit of work for today's class. All right. So we've done mountain climbers from plank, high knees, standing. We'll do that same action just on our backs with bicycle crunches. Okay, so we're going to let the heart rate rise. We're going to feel it rise. Our breath, we'll try our best to keep it smooth and steady. The rate of breath will increase. And then we'll transition from this pose, from our bicycle crunches, to bridge pose. We'll bring both heels to the mat, lift the hips, and here is where we'll catch our breath. Pressing triceps into the mat, shoulders into the mat. Okay? Hands behind the head, please, knees to the chest. We bring the right elbow across to the left knee, and then we switch. Smooth out the breath. Continue to move side to side. Keep the core tight. Keep the shoulder blades off the mat as best you can. We're not going to go crazy here with the speed, but you can continue to increase the rate of speed as long as you're fully in control of it and you're not using really much momentum at all. Control each of the movements with your core. That's what this is about. We're not flying from side to side. Feel your heart rate coming up. Feel your core getting tight. And maybe the rate at which your heart is beating gets a little bit more fast or increases faster as you go. Breath is steady. Last 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels plant evenly into the mat. Both triceps into the mat. Hips to the ceiling. Steady your breath. Let your belly expand on the inhales. And lower on the exhales. Last inhale, hips lift. Exhale, lower everything to the mat, knees into the chest gently. Let the soles of the feet come to the floor. Press those soles in towards one another. Knees splay out from one another. Your heels can draw away from you if that feels better for your hips. Palms face up, out by your sides. So for the first time in class, letting go of the focus on your breath completely. Feeling all the work you did. What it's like to finally transition into a full resting state, not a periodic resting state. Calming every cell in your body right here. Here you can stay for the next few minutes. I hope you took a lot out of this class, more than just a workout. Hopefully something a little deeper than that. Thank you for your time. Namaste.